Daniel seems to be like a dumb guy that is just proud, and he's proud of having gotten away with something so far. And this is similar to how Chris Proudfoot operates. You take an underachiever and put him in a situation where he's got to get away with something, and mind over matter, he does. And the next thing you know, he's in the spotlight. And he can't help it. He can't help but feel a sense of glory. And I think that's exactly what we're dealing with here with Daniel Martell. He's spending time on channels that are known to flip flop. So you have a lot of undecided people there. And these undecided people he wants to reach because he knows that the case is pretty obvious, at least from his angle. So the ones who are still undecided are not the brightest lights in the sky, meaning his kind of people. So he goes into these different live chats. And one of the reasons is because I think that mainstream media is pretty much done with him for now. Because they have regulated media up there, meaning they cannot really ask him the questions they want to ask him. Even though Kayla has done a pretty good job getting close. And I'm sure that off the record, Belinda told her quite a few things that she knew whom exactly she was looking at. Now, he cannot handle the silence, and he wants to impact the narrative that's running through people's minds. Meaning, he wants to be the guy to fill in the blanks, as Christopher Proudfoot would state it. And I'm not sure if maybe from my channel or another channel, he has managed to look at what the Proudfoots have done. But there's a good possibility. Thinking, damn, 1 year and nothing is happening. So obvious, but nothing is happening. So much like my case. And nothing is happening. So let's send somebody out there and let's call him Durwood and have him come up with a bunch of baloney. Get everybody fired up about a fake story. Because some of these channels, they don't qualify and they don't filter. So that's why he is out there going to these channels, because he has been watching them. And he knows how to pick them. And he figures, you know what? They're going to have me here. And they're not going to allow the members and the live chat contributors to go against me too much, because they want to have me on here. So that is what I'm going to get to in a minute. But first, I want to see if Daphne has something that is significant.
Hey internet friends, welcome back. Today I am going to be doing a video about Jack and Lily Sullivan. What you see on the screen is a fundraiser for Jack and Lily. This is going to be on August 9th, 2025 from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. There is a code you can scan in the bottom right-hand corner if you want more details, or you can keep following the video as I have the rest of the flyer. Now today we are going to be talking about the timeline. Janie was so nice to come out and speak in a group last night to fill in some of these blanks for the timeline. Now, I really appreciate her coming out, as this helps give...
Bad idea. I'm not going to bother you guys with this information. And I've already talked about Janie. I talked about other people. So I believe in looking in the right direction. When you know there's too much deception there, too many fabrications, there comes a point where I say, I want to look at the horse's mouth while it's speaking, while I'm listening to it. Daniel says, quote me all you like. I don't know exactly what this is in reference to, but it could be, was it Julia Turner? Color behind is not here. I don't know what this is in reference to, by the way. These are not in order. I'm sharing them as they have been sent to me from his sporadic appearance in live chat. So, quote me all you like. What does that mean? Is he worried about somebody pointing out certain statements? Because he has contradicted himself quite a bit. So, this seems like a comment that he may make in regards to many different statements, because things are not adding up, and people notice now that he is contradicting himself left and right. So when he says quote me all you like, it really means I really don't want to remember what I said before. Just let me change everything accordingly, according to what sounds more believable, what I realized can backfire, and I want to have a chance to start all over again right now. Meaning, I would like to take back some of my old statements because they're not going to hold up. He's always been vague, but quite a few contradictions that I've pointed out in my last two videos. Yeah, how is he going to reply to them? When somebody points out, hey, you said one thing before, and now you said something completely different. So which is it? And he cannot give a reliable answer. He cannot tell you why in the beginning he said things that were untrue. And when somebody changes their mind, that is very significant. Now, people can change their minds in terms of investigating and realizing, okay, they bamboozled me here. Now I'm going to move on. There has to be a reason why people change their minds. There always is. But when you're trying to hide that particular reason, then we need to look deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And he hasn't told us why. And from what I understand, he has maybe in this chat somebody done the right thing and figured I'm going to, not listen to, who knows, the moderators or whoever said, be nice to Daniel because we're happy to have him. No, you have one chance to get attention. And if something's on your mind, you gotta ask it. It doesn't matter what the time and what the place. When you have the chance, get it out. That's my only encouragement to all of you. Don't allow them to wiggle around and waste your time. If there's a specific question you have, and by the way, if you're scared, it may be a silly question because maybe you missed something, maybe you're not up to date, maybe people will say you're stupid. Listen, I don't know what to tell you, but have some balls. Have some balls and allow yourself to be wrong. The people who are scared to be wrong are the people who have something to hide because they have this particular fear of being exposed. And then the whole house of cards can collapse. But we don't have to have that. If your intention, check your intention. How is your intention? Is your intention to find out what happened to Jack and Lily? No other agenda. Then you are the person that we need to hear from. Because the people that we hear from the most are the ones who have an agenda. Those who have something else on their minds, be it financial, be it trying to get away with something, whatever it may be. These tend to be the people who put the most energy in being heard. And that's why I'm telling you guys, if I'm not in a chat like this, apply what you have learned. Ask him the questions. What do you know? What happened the night before? Tell me something, Daniel. Did the kids brush their teeth? Who helped them change? When was the last time Jack had his diaper changed? Wait a minute. You're trying to tell me that was 8 p.m. last night. Who changed it? You? Oh, okay, Jack. Okay. Okay, Daniel, you changed it, right? Okay, great. You're trying to tell me at 9:40 he was still wearing the same pull-up? Or is that why you leak? He wouldn't keep the pull-up on for that long. Right. I want you to tell me, Daniel. Tell me in one sentence or in 5 minutes. The last time that you saw Jack, what was it like? Ask Malaya, who I doubt is ever going to come in here, into any of these channels. But ask Malaya, okay, you haven't seen your children since the night before. Describe to me the last time you saw your children. Ask it like that. You don't have to necessarily say the night before. Leave that part open. But in his case, he claims to have seen Lily that morning, but not Jack. So where was the pull-up? Describe to me, Daniel, when did you see Jack for the last time? Just ask him, when was the last time you saw Jack? What was Jack doing the last time you saw him? I'm giving you a lot of different possibilities here in terms of what you can ask. And then you stop, you don't argue with them. However they answer and whatever they refuse, you can then follow up with a different question. Maybe a nicer one to warm them up a little bit. Or a follow-up question, something more specific. But it always gets me when, I see all of these comments here. Of course, Julia Turner, she's on it. Behind is not there. Right. Yeah. I don't know what this is in reference to, but I hope I get to it. Yaka. Ayalakadam. Oh, I double clicked. I want. So let's see all these geniuses here. Opportunity to ask Daniel something good. I love my baby mama, and oh God. I would imagine there would. You see, here's a problem. People seem to be interested in making everything about themselves. Self-importance is the enemy of any investigation. So a lot of people theorize based on personal experiences. For example, I'm getting emails from people saying, what my cousin had postpartum depression and we had to get her medicated so she wouldn't hurt the children. I think Malaya killed him. No, we need to forget whatever we have in terms of preconceived notions and allow them and their language to tell us what happened. Or in the Sebastian Rogers case, in the very beginning, hey, people would say, like, Chris Proudfoot, he's a narcissist, just like my ex-husband. He killed him for sure. No. He wasn't there at the time the third took place. He came later, but he was not the one. In statement analysis, the first thing to do is forget you. Forget you, your own life experiences, even though they will come in terms of guiding you either towards a similarity or away from it. You have to be open in all directions. And the problem is that most people, whatever opinion they have formed, they will defend that till the bitter end. because you're taking away their chance to talk about themselves, and they deserve to be heard, right? In their own views. So see society and commenters for who they are. Put that into the proper perspective, because when I see any those types of chats, I know like 1 in 10 is useful. The rest is not. I would imagine there would be much confusion with that many frantic, what the hell? Okay. My brother was there, yes, Saturday. What about Friday? What about Thursday, Daniel? He's only admitting to Saturday. Isn't that something? He doesn't want to talk about when his brother was there other than Saturday. This is very limiting. Piece of blanket was found Saturday. Really? So when did the other piece wind up in the trash? I would imagine, okay. Was it an animal ripped? No, no, no. I mean, I don't, you see the animal story, a bear got into it. I'm not going to get into this. Sorry, but there's too much, you know. Okay, here we go. I had it right. Was the blanket used to the. Thank you, Daniel, for. Oh my God. Thank you, Daniel, for answering questions. Daniel is there for a reason. He has an agenda, people. Daniel, did they fingerprint the garbage? Oh, I heard, by the way, I was told it took a while actually for them to take Daniel's phone, right? Who told me that? Like a week later? Wouldn't that be similar to Chris Proudfoot, where their devices hadn't been taken for 2 weeks? But they tried to make it sound like their devices were taken immediately. Not so. Did they fingerprint the garbage can? I can imagine whose fingerprints were on there. But you know how old these prints were, that's the question. So Daniel Martell, so you think somebody planted the blanket? Yeah, right. But here is something that I wanted to talk about real quickly. Pink LOL doll blanket. Now, they have a brand called LOL Surprise Blankets. And so he may be talking actually about the brand, because if he was actually laughing out loud here in this chat, that would even be inappropriate for him. So I looked it up, and they have pink LOL Surprise Blankets. Doll blanket. I don't. Yeah, there were dolls on there, right? I mean, there were like images of dolls on the blanket. So this might be what he's referring to. Not necessarily a sarcastic remark, but let's see. Yikes. Hit the like. Okay. Daniel will not call in. Too scared. Karen Jones. Hi, Karen. I know you. I agree with you. Daniel will not call in. He's leaving hit and run comments. He cannot handle the silence. He needs to be a part of it. They're going to interview him again if something new comes up. He was scared to even participate in anything on social media in the beginning, but now the silence is killing him. He wants to be on top of things. Garbage bin lid is heavy. No animal can get in it. Really, but didn't you tell us a bear took? I think most of us. I think most of us do as far. We are not talking about Malaya, by the way, right now. And I've said it before. Malaya knows what happened to Jack and Lily, and they are beyond help. And there is a grief, sadness and grief. In her own way, how big, how small, whatever, the grief statement shows acceptance that something took place, something happened to Jack and Lily where there is no repair possible, meaning that they passed away, in my opinion. And Malaya is aware of that, in my opinion. So no matter what she's doing, there's only so much she can fake off. And her way to deal with it is to withdraw. She doesn't have Katie Proudfoot's ability to put on a big show. She's not a sociopath. She withdraws. That is her usual pattern. When Daniel started going crazy with drugs, in my opinion, allegedly, she just stayed to herself, didn't talk to many people, didn't want people to ask questions, didn't want people to get to know her and the situation or anything really, right? She just stayed all day on her phone. Escapism. Kind of like, well, my life always sucked. Now it sucks even worse. But I think this was a wake-up call for her to take her life into her own hands. And Daniel has never met such a Malaya. That's why he was so... both Logan and him were trying the old way of manipulating her to get back with Daniel. Get back with their program, so to speak. We are not talking about Malaya right now. We have Daniel here, right? So let's see what he got. But you did get blinds. I doubt Daniel. Okay, so that might be about what the blanket had been used for. Please put, in my opinion, or allegedly in your comments for if you are just assuming. Okay, really, really, really. How about I think? How about people should think first and then put thoughts? Not be afraid to air their own thoughts. But by your own thoughts, I mean your thoughts, your real thoughts. That's why I always have a problem when people simply repeat other people's misinformation. That's what I don't respect. What I respect is anybody that puts real thoughts into something and isn't afraid to be wrong. Let me say it again. Use your own and only your own thoughts. Use your own thoughts. Let go of hearsay. Let go of fabrications. Distance yourself from people who have a habit to consistently share blindly and mindlessly, because you're going to have your mind dragged into directions you don't need to go. Crime and Shame started good with Belinda and messages from Daniel, and then they put Darewood and then Janie and and now it's back to garbage. You know what I mean? So protect your mind. Allow yourself to be pushed towards the right path. The right path will lead to answers eventually. There is no other way. There is no other route. Hole ripped in the back. Who ripped the hole, Daniel? That's my question right now. Did you plant the piece of blanket in there? Because Logan has avoided that part. She talked about the lid of the garbage can. She did not talk about the garbage bag. She avoided that part. So before you called the police and before you said, hey, Justin, I need you to videotape something, did you open the lid? Did you rip open a bag and stuff the blanket in there? That is my question, and that has been my question for a week now, because that's what Logan's language indicates and her avoidances. That for whatever reason, that piece of blanket may have been planted. And of course, somebody, Daniel, we can help you if you let us until we are stronger. If I show up this weekend to put up posters and flyers, will you join me? Promise, no questions. Oh my God, the kids are no longer with us. This is a shit show, the same way Sebastian Rogers turned into hope. I don't believe in hope, people. I believe in good thoughts. I believe in the positive. And if everything around me is negative, I still look for the positive. What can I do? I can bring answers. So if the language of the people, such as Katie Proudfoot and Daniel Martell, indicate to me that the children have passed, and also Chris Proudfoot and Malaya with her grief, I'm going to look for the one thing positive we can do, which is clear up what exactly happened. Bring the answers. If we cannot bring back the children alive, we can help prevent certain things for the future and let people know what can take place when you allow somebody else to control your life, and let them do to your children whatever they want. Right, Katie Proudfoot? Right, Malaya? So he's not coming in to speak. He just wants to bring a few messages here and there. He can't help himself. I bet you Logan is telling him, dude, you're not that bright. Neither am I, but you're even less bright. So, okay, they're hugging Daniel here. That's a good point. It rained heavy the night before on Friday. The night before. Now I'm interested in Thursday night. Was it heavily raining then? The blanket would have been heavy when wet and oh, YouTuber. Yeah, I know this member. The blanket would have been heavy. Well, the blanket was 3 or 4 feet up from what I found out. So it wasn't up in the tree like 20 feet or anything like that. It was only 3 or 4 feet. For those of you more familiar with the metric system, that would be about 1 meter, 90 centimeters to 120 centimeters, something like that, right? So it could have been lost, I don't know, from a vehicle, even from an RTV. Not that high up. Was it windy? Was it storming? Was the blanket wet, Daniel? And now, Julia, of course, how do you think it got there? Good question. Very good question. And I doubt Daniel's going to get into this. How do you think it got there? There's the avoidance. No. Look, my trash can. Look, it's in my trash can. Oh, Justin has just, the moment everything was in there, that's when we filmed it. And Logan said, oh, the police knew it was in there. No, the police saw it in there after they were called. And the bag was ripped open, right? Didn't he say that? Didn't Daniel say that? This is the part that Logan avoided telling us. Hole ripped in the bag. Hole ripped in the bag. Passive language. Who did it, Daniel? Who ripped the hole into the bag? And this was my suspicion from the beginning, even a week ago when Logan made her statements. That's what I pointed out before. And sure enough, Daniel tells us, but he doesn't tell us who did it. Let me guess, it was you. When? Shortly before you asked Justin, now you can film. and make it look like a big surprise. Oh, whoops, here's a blanket. Anything to avoid. And he's trying again. See, that's why I ignore most things, because the important parts always come back. I don't need to tune in there and listen to all the garbage. And when you see the types of comments that you're getting here, you can get an idea what the whole broadcast was like. Waste of time. But this is not a waste of time. Anything from Daniel and Malaya. Also Logan, Cheryl, and Haley to some extent. Daniel, can you pretty please answer questions for us? Just ask the question. Please don't forget to. And if somebody asks an important question and he avoids it, why don't you just cut and paste it again and repeat it for him? And if he runs away, so be it. Then you know you hit a very, very sensitive area. And then we can look at other statements and get deeper into this. And remember to ask questions about that area, maybe in a different way, at a later time. But we can not keep ourselves from revisiting it. This is the mistake Seth Rogers had made when he brought up the claim that Kathy Bowersox was seen early that morning, close to the house of Sebastian's. Chris shouted him down, and Seth never revisited that area again. Big mistake. We cannot let go. And Lauren from Facebook is doing a great job going back into the old statements, because that's where we have to go. We cannot go with anybody else's flow, telling us, okay, now, old news, forget about it, let's move on. No, I'm not moving on. You see, this kind of stuff here, most of it, I'm not even going there. I'm staying until the answers come. There is no moving on until an area is cleared up and leads us closer to where we need to be. Do you think the kids are with the... Oh my God. It's not stored on the property. What's he talking about? So Daniel planned it, Diane says. He said he never drove it. Yeah. Who are these people telling us what Daniel did and didn't do? I mean, this idiocy. This is just... I'm using this as an opportunity to let you guys realize, why there may be confusion. And the confusion is created artificially. So when you guys look at the statement and say, I don't even know where to start. Well, my PLAIDS, PLAIDS system is foolproof in terms of getting started. But if your mind is full of misdirections, this is the most important part. Clear your mind first. Assume that the subject tells us the truth, but allow them to talk us out of it. I don't party. Here we go. My only concern is you and Malaya say you were together. Now, when he says, I don't party, there is the term party is there. We're talking about a huge spectrum. What is party to you, right? What is party to you? A gala or a nightclub or your college friends going crazy? A lot of drinking, hooking up, some rugs, whatever what is party? I mean, disappearing into the bathroom and sniffing something, yeah, maybe that's not party. Maybe you experienced a different, but you need to be a little more specific here with I don't party. I don't party doesn't tell me any damn thing. Nothing. But you feel the need to say that. And that is to be noted. Justin Daniel is asking for... is he asking for it? Yeah, maybe I'm doing it backwards, but I don't care. I'm already this far into it. Oh, baby. He answered, LOL. Huh, he answered. Hi, Janie. Good to see. Oh, Janie? Okay, that's Daphne's case file in there. Daniel says, I never drive the ATV. I sat on the front. Ugh, so what? You were on the ATV. Were you on the ATV? How about this? Did your brother help you that night? That's my question to you right now. Was your brother there? Because you talk about Saturday. Was your brother there or wasn't he there Thursday afternoon to Friday morning? Was your brother there? You said you went to the kids, through the cabins, to the kids, not towards the kids, to the kids. You reached them. So I believe you moved the kids there to the cabins or close to the cabins, around the cabins. You went into the house to retrieve blue boots for Jack, pink boots for Lily, and a white backpack that should be brown by now. Because you saw it turn brown at one point. That's your experiential memory. And you forgot warmer clothing for them that they would have worn had they walked off. You didn't think that far, but you took 2 of your shirts and the pink blanket, at least part of it. Or maybe it ripped somewhere along the way and one part of it gotten up into the trees, 3 or 4 feet up. How about that, Daniel? Isn't that what you're avoiding to inform us about? What you're scared we might find out more about? Was your brother driving and you were there? You sat on the front. Is that how you gotten rid of the children? What happened Thursday night? That would be my simple question to start out. What happened on Thursday night? Tell us the story. You haven't told us anything. When the kids supposedly went to bed. When you went to bed, what did you do on Thursday night? What did Malaya do? What time you guys go to... All of this is being avoided because he doesn't want us to know when it all took place. And they were up for it. Sat on the front of ATV. He was on it, but didn't drive it. He was hopping on and off, I assume. Jumping into the vehicle. By the way, Daniel didn't have his own vehicle. His brother had the ATV. Logan, a black SUV. Malaya, a white SUV. And Belinda and Mrs. What's her name? Not Belinda. That's Cody's mom. Daniel's mom, Janie. Some sort of car. He said he didn't drive it. He wrote on the front of, okay. So what? Doesn't matter who operated it. What I want to know is what the ATV was used for at one point. Was it used to remove the children? Can Daniel call in? He's not going to. He said never drove a... So what? Doesn't make a difference. What was the ATV used for? That's what we want to know more about. But this is just a breeding ground of... Okay, Libertarian says, sometimes when people are frantic, they aren't perfect with details. Never make excuses for people. Never do that. Never do that. You let people tell, never interpret anything. People will tell you. Yes, I'm not afraid to get wet. So, did you get wet that night? Did you finally wind up somewhere by an ocean area, you're an experienced fisherman. Was it deep sea fishing or in lakes? There are so many water references. I do believe the children have ended up in water. Of course, he's trying to sound like he's talking about the searches. I get that. You're getting so caught up on minor things. Wow! Bam! You're getting so caught up on minor. Now Daniel is going into lecturing mode. Enough about me. I can't stand it anymore. Let me point the finger at you. You're getting so caught up in minor. Let me tell you something. If you have interest to study with me, never be afraid of getting caught up on minor things. Because a lot of high profile criminal cases that were cold at one point were solved due to minor things. You know why? Because these so called minor things that people often love to dismiss at minor things get dismissed. Those are the areas that people didn't want to pay too much attention to, even though I believe there were. Oh my God, this bike, man. Okay. So, and people, no, this is nothing. This is nothing. I can guarantee you that these minor things, and I know that from watching enough, having paid attention to enough cases, many times 30 years later, the guy said, "Oh my God, I was going to talk about this and I mentioned it one time, but I should have." These minor things can be what cracks the case. It's not for you to decide what's minor and what isn't, right? We are not talking about judging any evidence or any leads based on being minor or not minor, no matter how small they may seem. If they are truthful, if they hold up, we register that and we follow that until the end, until it doesn't lead us anymore. We don't stop. And being caught up is exactly what we need to be, people. Almost in an obsessive manner. Obsessing what we know to be true, even if we don't see the big picture yet. Even if we don't necessarily understand yet how it all fits. As was in my case with the Melissa Proudfoot statement. But boy, did it open my eyes 3 weeks later when I finally got into it, when I finally understood who she is to him, to them. Also a form of gaslighting. Minor things. You have a small mind, right? You're getting into minor things. Stories get mixed up, Justin. Try grace. What? What does it mean? What gets mixed up? No, people mix stories up. This is also passive language. You see, the apologetic nature of people is a hindrance. And there are many enablers all over the place. But on the other hand, they also make him feel confident to speak, which is what I like. He feels like he's among friends, except, of course, this isn't a conversation that's somewhere in a living room that never gets out. And you can later claim, oh, you remember it wrong. I didn't say any of that. Or maybe you had too much to drink, or me, or maybe, no. This is actually in black and white. He is afraid of the minor things. Daniel is scared. He is proud of, there is a sense of duping delight and a certain, I don't know how to say it. I don't use the word evil or, but let's say a distorted glow to him. When he gave that interview with Kayla, there's a certain glow to him. I beat the polygraph. There's a certain pride in it, but not pride of a great accomplishment, but pride of having gotten away with something. I fooled some people. You know what I mean? You're getting so caught up on minor things. Pay close attention to minor details, details that seem minor. If it stands out to you, in my comment section, in my live chat, do not hesitate. Do not hesitate. The moderators know the difference between somebody expressing a thought that could be wrong, partially wrong, or very much on point, and somebody mindlessly repeating somebody else's disinformation or misinformation. There's a huge difference. Real thoughts are appreciated at all times. There's going to be much more, I guess. He says Malaya put them to bed and he was... What? Where did he say that? I want to hear that from him. Did I miss it? Please show it to me, people. Cut and paste it in with the reference into my comment section if there's something. Help too with the fans. Justin, man. Yeah, it's idiotic, man. So he says Malaya was up at 6:17 and 6:18. You notice something here? Malaya was up. This makes no sense, right? She was up at 6:17 and she was up at 6:18 because he doesn't want to tell us that she was up all night or much of the night or much longer. She was up at times when he claimed she was asleep. So he only wants to admit to her being up at these two very specific minutes. Ain't that something? That indicates to me that when he kept talking about how Malaya was asleep, she wasn't. Something happened to Jack and Lily that night or evening. I believe something had happened to Jack and somebody did something to Lily. And they picked that time as a good time. The sun was already up. Remember? He referred to when Lily came through the door. But the sun was up. The sun had just gotten up. Was that what he said? The sun was already up. You wouldn't say that at 8 a.m. when the sun has been up for 2 hours. But around this time, 6:17 and 6:18, because the sun had only been up for 15 minutes. Because that was the time when they decided, now we need to call the school, to call the kids, to mark them absent. And he loves to mention this part. Making themselves look like responsible parents, and the kids should have still been there. They were not, they were already gone. Oh, you idiot. People back off and just let Justin. Justin doesn't. Oh my God. This is why I'm not listening there. I haven't listened to 1 second of it, people, but I appreciate the screenshot very, very much. Daniel, what did you do after the grocery store? So I guess Daniel's replying to him too, right? People who don't ask the right questions never, ever, ever sit anywhere and suffer through it. If you have the opportunity, you ask it. You ask a real question. appreciate Daniel being a voice for these kids. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Help me. God help me. Justin can ask and culverts. Now the culverts seem to be important to him. And I guess Karen Jones, one of us, is taking the heat for asking the right questions here. And the angry sheep lash out and they feel strong in a group. Pathetic. Relax so Justin and Daniel can communicate. No, I don't rely on Justin to ask the right questions. Daniel feels comfortable on his chat for a reason. Malaya put kids to bed, Daniel says. Did he say that? Where? Oh, he made Daniel blue, right? I don't know what that means. How do you make somebody blue? You send him a membership link or whatever, a free membership. Malaya put them to bed. Did she medicate with couch mats for Lily? Yeah, that's a good question also. I mean, it's a reasonable question. It's one of these possibilities that need to be explored. But I have other. Yeah, let's keep this one out there. What did they wear to bed? Why don't he text you? What did they wear to bed? Also, good question. Very good question. So, Daniel, what did the children wear to bed? Oh, really? Okay, so Lily had a sleeping dress and he had a shirt. What kind of shirt? Okay, describe it. Now, let me go into your house. Show me these items. If these items are absent, then that means they were transported in what they were wearing to bed and not what they would have put on had they actually gone outside on their own. Do I need to repeat this? Listen to it again. Remember what I just said. Very good question. What did they wear to bed? What did they wear to bed? Please describe it to me. Who put them to bed? Malaya or Daniel? What exactly were they wearing? And since in the morning they would have had something else on, right? They would have gone outside. Show me these items now. Daniel, is it true the children were being abused? I don't think he'll answer that one. Oh my God. Man, there was helicopters and drones covering the sky. How could I do anything sinister? Oh. You see, when somebody tries to give you reasons why they couldn't have done anything sinister, that is a huge red flag, people. I couldn't have done anything sinister because helicopters and drones covering the sky. But didn't you also tell us this drone that they don't fly at night? He's trying to give you any types of reasons why he wouldn't have been able to do something that you wouldn't need to explain any further hadn't you done anything. You would say, I didn't do anything. You wouldn't think about the helicopters and drones. Oh, I cannot do anything right now because helicopters and drones are everywhere. Your mind wouldn't go there. Your mind would only go to, where are the children now? How to get away with things. That's a constant here. What I can do and what I can't do. And the term sinister or sinster. Are you a sinster? Something sinister is also leaking in. that he has done. And he's putting it on you. How could I? He's asking a question. You now need to explain to me how I wasn't there. I didn't see where exactly the helicopters and drones were. We're asking you simple, and you have not yet given us a reliable denial that you had nothing to do with Jack and Lily's disappearance. How about that? Someone tell the truth, please. He is telling nothing, took nothing except 2 of my shirts she stole. Julia Turner. Yes, very good. Was the blanket bright red, bright pink? Was it? I need more information on that. Maybe he suspects Malaya did. Oh, no, 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 no. No way he would know. Okay. La la la. Oh, God. This one. Daniel Martell strikes me like the type of guy to whom making excuses has been an ongoing theme in life. Maybe when he puts in his application for welfare, or when it comes to why didn't you clean the backyard, why don't you do anything there, why are you getting high allegedly. I bet he is the type of person who has an excuse for everything. Even when he wasn't able to go into the woods, he had to tell us why he wasn't able to search, because he was so eager to prove himself as a dedicated stepfather searching for the kids who he knows are not going to be found there. So he's telling us, oh, I didn't put flyers up, not because I know the kids are already dead and it makes no difference anyways, but I didn't have my staplers. And he told us he found a stapler, right? So it's not about I found my stapler. It's about I didn't have a stapler, but I want to sound positive. Oh, now I do. I'm ready now, baby. He's bored now. He wants to be seen again as a hero. He wants to get back out there. Oh, I got 2 staplers now. Yeah, I bet somebody donated or somebody says, here's a damn stapler, man. Put up some posters. My brother and mom were on the ATV. Okay. When exactly? I want to know about that night. Oh boy. This is yes, ATV was taken to the house. Who took it? This is passive language, man. So, did they transport Jack and Lily somewhere and moved into a vehicle there? And Justin took the ATV back to the house? Allegedly? This is a possibility. And he's using passive language for a reason. He doesn't want to tell us exactly when Justin was at home, and he doesn't want to tell us when who took the ATV back. And this, I believe, is also experiential memory from that particular night, from Thursday to Friday. A wet blanket can fly through the air, land in a tree a mile away. The blanket wouldn't have been wet there, idiot. The blanket could have flown off and become wet later. Thursday night, Thursday evening. Ooh, this place is a magnet for. Let's see. Let Daniel talk. You know what? I agree with that in a way. But how do you you would have to silence a bunch of people who have nothing important to say. And that's what happens when you have a channel where anything goes and you flip flop and everybody's opinion is right, like kind of like, oh, everybody just go for it, and oh, today you're right, tomorrow you're right, as long as you please everybody. Full size blanket, throw size is usually, I believe, Malay. Oh, what is this about? 50 by 60, what is that, centimeters? Is that the size of the blanket? Well, I guess if it's a doll, LOL doll blanket, 50 or 60 centimeters would be, let me see, 2 feet, a little bit less than uh, 60 centimeters would be 2 feet, and 50 a little bit less than 2 feet. Looks like and sounds like baby blanket size. Yeah. LOL doll blanket. Interesting, right? So, what did they use that for? When was it torn in half? Why and how? See, I gotta get through this real quickly because when I spend too much time and read too much garbage, then it's not really good. Then I get the impression, then I keep forgetting that there are people like you who actually also. Daniel will not call in. Too scared. Karen Jones. Are you here, Karen? Are you listening right now? Congratulations. People, look at Karen and do the same thing. Speak the truth no matter where you are. Don't be popular among idiots, among the blind. Don't win a beauty contest for the blind. They don't see it anyways. You see, that's what I like. Julia, Karen, asking the right questions no matter where you're, steadfast, not apologetic, and also non-aggressive. Not in a way that not ambushing, not say, you bastard, you took their lives. No, none of this garbage. Just subtle, just reality. Just telling these people, you're in a dream world. He's not going to call in. All of you have nothing better to do than entertain yourself cheaply. Oh, Daniel is here. Wow, maybe he'll read my messages. And sad. Garbage bin lid is heavy. No animal can get in it. Didn't you say a bear got in there? Did I get to this already? Well, I guess I'm almost done now, right? I must be almost done here. Blanket was found Saturday and it poured the night before. Ah. How about 2 nights before? How about Thursday night? And now, I guess we are done, right? Except these two know what happened.